It's lunchtime, and this is Brad Anderson's Lunch Break. Here in Redmond, we're visited by some of the smartest people on the planet, pretty much every day. Every chance I get, I meet up with them for lunch. Today I wrap up my conversation with Raja Ukil, the Senior Vice President and CIO of the massive Indian IT company Wipro. I saw a story about how there was a big change in the tax structure in India. Now, how did you leverage technology and the skills of your organization to help lead your company through that?
If you had followed what the Indian government was doing, they pushed the change through very quickly when they were not ready, right? So it was very volatile. So we, as an organization, we sat down, let's put all hands on the deck, let's all assemble and do it like a workshop mode. And I don't want anybody to clarify things on email or phone calls or anything else, right? It has to be then and there. And it was learning for us, right? Means this is not a thing which existed in the past,
oh, yeah?
right?
You have to innovate to adjust.
Yeah, we just finished the project start to finish in 19 days, and we were compliant on day one, right?
Wow. So what did you personally, what was the biggest challenge you as the leader had to go drive or change in the company to do it in 19 days?
Yeah, so I think, you will get the technology, right? Means, my team over the years, because we do things fast, have been oriented to, think that way agile, right? The only thing is an organization mindset change, saying that there is something coming in. Think of the group which does invoicing for our customers, right? It's a change for them, right? Means, and they do invoicing globally for all our customers. And, you're talking about 31st, you are doing it in a particular way, and on 1st, you're doing it in a particular way, and you had all of 19 days when the solution was not ready to train them.
Wow.
I think the leadership and all the team members across, right, put their hands up, Brad, and I have never seen that happen in many projects, in many organizations, right? I think that was the key to success, right? Means, obviously, all people like us, our CFO, etc., was to come in and motivate them every 1 hour. Means, the team did the job.
Okay, so we're gonna play a game called This or That.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you two topics, and I'm gonna read you some descriptions. And then you tell me which one of the two things I'm describing. Is it explaining cricket to someone in the US or trying to teach a dog calculus? You can tell they want to understand what you're saying, but it's obviously have no idea what's going on.
It's teaching a dog calculus.
Yeah. It can actually be both. All right. Using food as a motivator doesn't help very much.
This is probably cricket explaining.
The only part of the conversation they really care about is the ball.
This is cricket, yeah.
Yeah, okay. They have no idea what to do with the information once the conversation's over.
This is definitely cricket.
One of the things I read one time that you had said is you talked about your migration to Office 365 was done in just this incredibly smooth way that your users didn't even recognize that there had been a change even though they saw the new functionality. What advice would you give anyone who's looking at that move, say to Office 365, but they're hesitating? What advice would you give them?
Technically, it's not a big deal, right? Means it's super simple, right? Means things like this, the new age solutions, the ones from Microsoft are easy to roll out. If you do a planning well, right, and focus on user adoption, because the users are getting more than what they used to get, right? And how do you handle that is the more critical piece. I would advise my peers that if this is what your business wants, if this is what your users do, try it out, right? It's okay to fail on a small scale.
That's a growth mindset as well.
Yeah, and you can experiment with say 200 people. You can experiment with 5,000-10,000 people if you do, right? And once you're satisfied, fine tune it, and then go boom, right?
Just go do it, experiment, learn, and then see how you roll it out broadly.
And in that process, wear the hat of an end user and see what disruption is it causing him or her.
Yeah, get your hands into it.
Yeah, and if you can eliminate that disruption, then you're home.
One thing I've heard you say is there's a million things that IT could do.
Yeah.
But IT has to focus on things that matter. What are those things that matter right now to you?
Honestly, I think all the million things matter. So what we are trying to do, IT should not become a bottleneck for doing things and achieving things faster. And if you talk to any CIO around the world, they will say that they're stuck in the API problem.
Correct.
that's one of the things which is critical to us, right? Means our businesses typically are, anywhere between 1.5 billion to 2 billion, and a one size fits all will not work. And not work across acquisitions who have different processes, etc. But the second thing we believe, the future of work, IT work, will be crowdsourced. So my job as a CIO is to enable the larger organization to participate in a structured way and solve their own problems. And today, that's my priority.
One of the things that really stands out about your company is this commitment to be a good citizen on the planet. I mean, you guys are listed as one of the world's most ethical companies. You're rated #1 in India in sustainability. You've been honored for ethical corporate governance. You're recognized all over the world for diversity and disability hiring. Really, it's a long list. What is the corporate culture that has enabled you to be so incredibly strong in these areas?
So it essentially stems from our core value system, which was articulated by our chairman when he started the company, right? And and it flows through down from the CEO to all the employees, right? And we have always tried to be diverse, inclusive, give back to society. Today I'm proud to say that every dollar we earn, 40 cents goes back to charity, right? So,
wow.
Yeah. So
I did not know that.
Yes. So our chairman, who was the majority shareholder, has pledged 40% of.
Imagine how different the world would be if others followed your example.
For a duration of the company, we were more Indian in our mindset. As we started growing, we recognized the need to be more global and more inclusive, right? So if you look at, we include diversity. Our definition is gender diversity, nationality, underprivileged, right?
Diversity in its broadest terms.
Yeah, and also people with disabilities, right? So we hire across the spectrum. Leaders are, measured on how diverse they are in their team, because honestly, it's not a question of that you go out to press and get recognized, which is why you do it.
But it's a business imperative.
It's a business imperative. Secondly, I think you get very inclusive views when we are right.
If you're trying to design products for the world, how can you do it if you don't have the world as broadly represented internally as you can?
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, whatever we do, ultimately we are in business, we are responsible towards the society, and we do our best to live up to it.
That's awesome. Great to talk with you.
Absolutely.
And I look forward to this continued partnership, and let's do this again, right? Thanks, Raja. Next time on Brad Anderson's Lunch Break. So Terry, you've had an incredibly long and storied career at Microsoft. Like a real long.
Long's probably a good adjective, sure.
And so I think all of that leads to this question. What's it like to be my new boss?
I went to my bosses and said, we need a website. And they're like, no, we don't know what that is. And so we started a company.